Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ravand English Podcast. In this episode, we are going to work on daily expressions that native speakers use in real life. And I'm going to help you learn them step by step in a calm, easy way so you can actually use them. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss the next episodes and you keep your English moving forward. And if this episode helps you, like it and leave a short comment. It really supports the podcast. All right, let's begin. So today's story is different. Today, I'm not going to a cafe. I'm not running errands. Today, I'm helping a friend move into a new apartment. And right away, you hear a very important phrasal verb, move in. To move in means to start living in a new home or apartment. So I can say, my friend is moving in today. That means today my friend is starting life in a new place. Repeat after me. My friend is moving in today. My friend is moving in today. My friend's name is Daniel. Daniel had been looking for an apartment for months, and finally he found one that felt right. Now notice that tense, had been looking. That is past perfect continuous. It means he started in the past, continued for a while, and then it ended when he found the apartment. So I can say, Daniel had been looking for a place for months, and then he finally found one. Daniel texted me last week and said, "Hey, are you free Saturday? I could really use a hand." And use a hand is a very native phrase. To use a hand means to need help. So if someone says, I could use a hand, they mean, please help me. Repeat after me. I could really use a hand. I could really use a hand. I replied, yeah, I can help. What time? He said, if you can be here at 9, that would be amazing. I told him, no problem, I'll be there. Saturday morning came, and I'm being honest with you, I almost didn't get up on time. I woke up when my alarm rang, and I just stared at the ceiling. I was thinking, I should get up, but my bed is winning. Then I did something people do all the time. I hit snooze. To hit snooze means you delay the alarm for a few minutes. So if you sleep a little longer, you can say, I hit snooze. Repeat after me. I hit snooze. I hit snooze. But after 5 minutes, I told myself, all right, get up. Let's not mess this up. To mess something up means to do it badly or cause a problem. So let's not mess this up means don't ruin it. I got up fast, washed my face, and grabbed a banana. Then I checked my phone and saw another message from Daniel. Just a heads up, the elevator might be out. Just a heads up is a very common phrase. It means I'm warning you or I'm telling you in advance. So if I tell you, heads up, it's raining, it means I'm warning you before you go outside. I texted back, got it. Thanks for the heads up. And got it means I understand. Simple, natural, very American. I grabbed my keys and I grabbed something else too, a roll of tape. Because when people move, tape becomes your best friend. On the way, I stopped at a coffee shop, not to hang out, just to get caffeine. And here's a phrase: make a quick stop. Make a quick stop means go somewhere for a short time on the way. So I can say, I made a quick stop to get coffee. Repeat after me. I made a quick stop. I made a quick stop. I arrived at Daniel's old place at 9, and for once in my life, I was actually on time. Daniel opened the door and said, "Thank goodness, I thought you were going to bail." Bail is a very useful, informal verb. To bail means to cancel and not show up, especially at the last minute. So if someone says, "Don't bail on me," it means, "Don't cancel. Please come." Repeat after me. Don't bail on me. Don't bail on me. I laughed and said, No, I'm here. I wouldn't bail today." Then I looked inside the apartment and I saw boxes everywhere. And I said, "Okay, you weren't kidding. This place is packed." When a place is packed, it means full, very full. Packed with boxes, packed with people, packed with stuff. Daniel pointed to the living room and said, "We need to pack up the last few things, then we can load the truck." Now we have two phrasal verbs, pack up and load up. Pack up means put things into boxes or bags, getting ready to move. Load up means put items into a truck or car until it's full. So Daniel was basically saying, we need to put the final things into boxes, then put everything into the truck. Repeat after me. We need to pack up the last few things. We need to pack up the last few things. And repeat, we can load the truck. We can load the truck. We started in the kitchen, and here's something funny about moving. You find random things you forgot you even owned. Daniel picked up a strange cup and said, "Why do I have this?" I said, "Because you never throw anything out." Throw out is a very common phrasal verb. To throw out means to put something in the trash. So if you throw out old food, you're putting it in the trash. Repeat after me. I should throw this out. I should throw this out. Daniel said, "No, I'm going to keep it, just in case." Just in case is an expression you will hear everywhere. It means for a possible future situation, like take an umbrella just in case, meaning if it rains, you'll be ready. We kept packing, and at one point, Daniel stopped and said, "I'm not sure what to do with these old clothes." And I said, "Let's sort through them." Sort through means look at many items and organize them. You separate them into groups: keep, donate, trash, maybe. So we sorted through the clothes. Some he kept, some he donated. After an hour, the apartment looked different. It was emptier. The echo started. Daniel looked around and said, "Wow, this is really happening." Then he said, "I've lived here for 3 years." That's present perfect. I've lived here. It connects the past to now. It means it started in the past and it is true up until now. I said, "Yeah, but you're going to love the new place." Then the hardest part came: the couch. Daniel stared at the couch like it was a giant enemy and said, "Okay, we might have to take it apart." To take something apart means separate it into pieces. The opposite is put it together. So if you take a bed frame apart, you remove the parts so you can move it. Repeat after me. We might have to take it apart. We might have to take it apart. We tried to move the couch without taking it apart. We lifted it, we turned it, we pushed it. For a second, it looked like it would fit through the door, but then it got stuck. And here is a perfect phrase: it won't budge. If something won't budge, it won't move. It's stuck. Daniel said, "It won't budge." Repeat after me. It won't budge. It won't budge. I said, "Okay, let's not force it. We'll scratch the door." To force it means push too hard. We stopped, took a breath, and I said, "Let's pivot." Pivot literally means turn, but people use it in daily life to mean change the plan. So, let's pivot means let's change what we're doing. We took the couch apart piece by piece, and once we did that, it came out easily. Daniel looked at me and said, "Good call." Good call means good decision. It's a short, native way to say, "That was smart." Repeat after me. Good call. Good call. Now it was time to load the truck. Daniel had rented a small moving truck and it was parked outside. Here's another useful phrase: back it up. If you back it up, you move the vehicle backward. Daniel got in the driver's seat and said, "I'm going to back it up closer to the door." Repeat after me. I'm going to back it up. I'm going to back it up. We carried boxes down the stairs, and remember what Daniel told me? The elevator might be out. Well, it was out. Daniel pressed the button again and again like it might magically work. It didn't. He sighed and said, "All right, stairs it is." Stairs it is means, okay, we will use the stairs. We went up and down those stairs so many times, and I want to teach you a phrase people say when they're tired and they still have more work. We're not done yet, meaning the work is not finished. At one point, Daniel said, "I feel like we're running behind." To run behind means to be late compared to the schedule. I said, "It's okay, we'll make up time." To make up time means go faster later to catch the schedule. Repeat after me. We'll make up time. We'll make up time. Finally, we finished loading the truck. Daniel closed the truck door and said, "Okay, we're good to go. Good to go means ready, prepared. So, we're good to go means we're ready to leave. Repeat after me. We're good to go. We're good to go. Now we drove to the new apartment. On the way, Daniel said, I can't believe you showed up this early. I thought you'd sleep in. To sleep in means to sleep later than usual. I said, trust me, I tried. When we arrived, the new building looked nicer, cleaner, more light. Daniel looked up and said, this is going to be a fresh start. Fresh start means a new beginning. We parked, and Daniel said, let me go talk to the front desk real quick. I want to get the keys. Front desk is the main desk in a building, hotel, or office where you get help. He came back with keys and said, all right, let's do this. We went up to the new apartment, and the first thing we noticed was space, more space than his old place. Daniel walked around and said, I can actually breathe in here. Now we started unloading. We carried boxes in. We put them in the living room. Daniel said, okay, where do we even start? I said, let's set up the basics first. First, the bed, because if you have the bed ready, you can sleep. Daniel had bought a bed frame online, and it came in pieces. He looked at the instructions and said, this is going to take forever. I said, it won't take forever. We'll knock it out. Knock it out means finish a task quickly and successfully. Like, let's knock out the dishes. It means let's finish it fast. Repeat after me. We'll knock it out. We'll knock it out. We started building the bed frame. At first, Daniel was doing it wrong, not because he's stupid, but because those instructions are confusing. I said, hold up, I think this piece goes here. Hold up means wait a moment, stop for a second. Repeat after me. Hold up. Hold up. Daniel paused and said, oh, good catch. Good catch means nice observation. You noticed something important, and that saved us time. We finished the bed frame, and Daniel said, okay, not bad. That went smoother than I expected. Smoother than I expected means easier than I thought it would be. Next, the internet. Daniel needed Wi-Fi today. He has work tomorrow. So he called the internet company and said, hi, I just moved in. Can you help me set up my service? Set up means arrange and make something ready. The customer service person said they could come next week. Daniel's face dropped and he said, next week? That's not going to work. I said, call back and ask if there's an earlier appointment. Sometimes you can get lucky. Daniel called again, got a different person, and they had a slot tomorrow morning. Daniel looked at me and said, you were right. I said, sometimes you just have to ask. Now we kept unpacking. Unpack means take things out of boxes after moving. We unpacked dishes, books, and random cables. Daniel held up a cable and said, what is this even for? I said, no idea, but you'll keep it anyway. Then we got to the kitchen boxes. Daniel said, I'm starving. Again, starving just means very hungry. He looked at the empty kitchen and said, we have no food. we're going to die. I said, relax, we're not going to die. Let's order something. While we were waiting for food, we decided to take a short break. And here's a phrase, take 5. To take 5 means take a short break. I said, let's take 5. Repeat after me. Let's take 5. Let's take 5. Food arrived, we ate, and Daniel started telling me why he moved. And here, I want to use a different tense, future in the past. He said, I knew I was going to move out eventually, I just didn't know when. Move out is the opposite of move in. Move out means leave a home and stop living there. After lunch, we got back to work. Daniel pointed to a huge box and said, that one's heavy. I said, okay, let's lift it together. And here's another phrase, count me in. It means include me. I want to participate. Repeat after me. Count me in. Count me in. We carried the heavy box to the bedroom, but the hallway was narrow and the box was wide. I said, this is a tight fit. A tight fit means it barely fits. We turned the box sideways, squeezed through, and Daniel laughed and said, we made it. Now it was later in the afternoon. We were tired. Daniel looked at the pile of boxes still left and said, there is no way we finish all of this today. I said, we don't have to finish everything today. Let's focus on what matters. And here is a phrase that's very useful. Call it a day. To call it a day means stop working for today. I said, after we set up the bedroom and kitchen, we can call it a day. Repeat after me. We can call it a day. We can call it a day. Daniel nodded and said, that sounds fair. Sounds fair means that seems reasonable. So we cleaned up the floor, threw out trash, and stacked boxes in a corner. Here's another phrasal verb, clear out. To clear out means remove things from a space so it becomes empty. So you can say, let's clear out this corner, meaning remove the boxes from this area. Repeat after me. Let's clear out this corner. Let's clear out this corner. When we finished the basics, Daniel sat down on the bed and just stared. He said, I didn't realize moving would be this emotional. I said, it's a big change. It's normal. Then he looked at me and said, I owe you one. I owe you one means you helped me and I will return the favor later. Repeat after me. I owe you one. I owe you one. I smiled and said, just buy me dinner next week. Daniel said, deal. Deal means agreement. Now it was evening. I put on my jacket and walked toward the door. Daniel said, thanks again, seriously. I said, anytime. Anytime means you're welcome. I'm happy to help. When I left the building, the sky was orange, the air was calm, and I felt that quiet satisfaction. You know that feeling when you didn't just talk about being a good friend, you actually showed up. That's a good feeling. On the way home, I thought about one more phrase that people use all the time after a long day. I'm beat. I'm beat means I'm very tired. So I said to myself, I'm beat, but it was worth it. Repeat after me. I'm beat. I'm beat. Now let's do some clean speaking practice. First, just listen to these lines. My friend is moving in today. I could really use a hand. Thanks for the heads up. We need to pack up the last few things. It won't budge. Good call. We'll make up time. We're good to go. We'll knock it out. Hold up. Wait a second. Let's take 5. We can call it a day. I owe you one. I'm beat, but it was worth it. Now, repeat after me. My friend is moving in today. I could really use a hand. Thanks for the heads up. We need to pack up the last few things. It won't budge. Good call. We'll make up time. We're good to go. We'll knock it out. Hold up. Wait a second. Let's take 5. We can call it a day. I owe you one. I'm beat, but it was worth it. And one more time, just listen. My friend is moving in today. I could really use a hand. Thanks for the heads up. We need to pack up the last few things. It won't budge. Good call. We'll make up time. We're good to go. We'll knock it out. Hold up. Wait a second. Let's take 5. We can call it a day. I owe you one. I'm beat, but it was worth it. If you want more episodes like this, different real-life stories, different tenses, and fresh everyday expressions, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell me in the comments what you want next. Airport, gym, shopping, family dinner, job interview, anything. All right, my friend, keep it simple, keep it daily, keep going, and I'll see you in the next episode.